in the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
Now on second down, this is Gurley. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the second half. But right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built.
And he is going to go down. They sack him on the final play of the first quarter. The 49ers with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a second down coming up. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. To throw is Murray. And this is incomplete. Jordan Matthews, the one he was looking for. And it's 3rd down. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on first down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Murray with a 3rd and long. Flush to his right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Trey Hendrickson drops him for a 4-yard loss there, and that brings up 4th down. Here's Pat O'Donnell now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game. But this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football. Because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
How about this offense already feeling good about themselves with a touchdown already in their first drive? They've certainly come out firing, even though that one was incomplete.
With the 7-0 lead, more apt to take a shot like that downfield?
Hey, you're one to the good. Go ahead and try and press your advantage.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Newton. And he hits his target, Deshaun Hamilton. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. 16 yards, a first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
And now running right through it. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2. For Zeke, what a first 3 years he's had in the NFL. Last year, his 2nd rushing title, 1,434 yards. Not as many as 1,631 that he had as a rookie, but still his yards per game average was the best in the National Football League. Here's Elliott. And an alley to run. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
So after a good run by Zeke, another 1st and 10.
You got tight right there.
And to give this time to the tailback. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
From just shy of midfield, Newton escaping the pressure right. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 37. So an instance there of Cam being Cam. We know he can use his legs.
And with that big body, it's hard to get him down, even if you get a clear shot on him. Plus, he moves it a lot faster than what people think. And boy, does he have fun playing the game of football.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Max Williams, his first touchdown of the new season. Now the Bengals, they widen their lead. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on third down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
From the 25 on second down, Murray eluding the pressure right. And some room to maneuver. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. Kyler Murray, a 1,000-yard rusher as a quarterback in his Heisman campaign at Oklahoma. He's got the first down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. On first down, Richard. And a good pickup there. He gets about 6 up to midfield.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice hit, boy. A 6-yard pickup.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
Don't be mad. Don't be mad. It's more coming. It's more where it came from.
A reminder coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in this second week of the regular season. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Breanne Bonnie Calhoun. And now off to the races down the right side. And he will score. Touchdown, Cincinnati. I don't know who all is to blame there, but I love seeing pick sixes.
Nothing like seeing someone pluck it out of the air and go the other way and see people try to change directions. Hard to do.
You know, can you believe it? He misses another one, his third so far. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is taken near the 13. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
At their own 33-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down. No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. They fake the handoff. Now Murray. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. So flag for the contact, pass interference.
And I know that you're going to look at me and roll your eyes, and rightfully so, because you know what I'm going to say. Doesn't the defender have a right to the football as well?
No, I don't like defenders.
That's because you spent too much time with me. Okay, I'll side with you on this one. Here's the correct call.
Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
It's a pickup of 3.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Here's Murray as he sets to throw it. Steps away to his left. He's going to look deep for Perriman. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be third down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Now Murray. Throw left side, complete to Ingram. And they'll get him down at the 34, and he's going to be short of the first by a few yards. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up fourth. And this is good. It was running out of gas there at the end, but he winds up getting just enough on it. CD, you know there were quite a few Bears fans back in January saying, why didn't we hold on to that Robbie Gould guy?
Well, it's a legitimate question. 33 of 34 for San Francisco in 2018. The crazy stat of the year, he missed more extra points, 2, than he did field goals, 1, in the 2018 season.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and make a play, we know what the basics are. You run draw, you run screen. I would maybe run a little swing pass and try and get my lineman out in space and see if they can chop a hole into the secondary and see if he can run a little bit.
Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That's fielded in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too.
And he fires one that's intercepted. He's picked off at his own 46. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. He was looking for Paul Richardson there. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Out of the gun, Newton. Over the middle, he's got Deshaun Hamilton. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. 23 yards the pickup there. We often, with Cam Newton, talk a lot about his legs. Don't forget about that arm.
He can throw it on a rope. He can loft it. He's got the touch that's been developed throughout his career. But the big part about just watching him throw it seems almost effortless.
On first down, Newton. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. Steve McClendon, credit him for the sack.
It's interesting, partner, that most defenses try and guard the 35-yard line actively because they think the way kickers are nowadays, about a 52-yard field goal, they're kind of giving up points. But you get even deeper into territory, you get into the red zone, they're going to guard it even more, which means more pressure, more blitzing.
That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
They'll try to run it in with Elliott. And he takes it into the end zone. Touchdown, Bengals. Ezekiel Elliott. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Bengals, they widen their lead. Extra point was hooking, but he does make it through. And that pushes the lead up to 23. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you under a heavy rush, and down he goes. K'Wan Short picks up his second sack of the afternoon.
And that's his second sack of the game, but this player, disruptive in all phases, whether he's going upfield, coming underneath, you name it. He's a big-time guy you have to block.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Richard. And just not a ton of room to work with. He'll get it to the 15 for a gain of 2. Not the start to the drive they were looking for. That run doesn't do much at all.
No, not at all, and it leaves them with 3rd and long. And you know, this is the time of game where these drives really, really start to matter. They've got to make some moves.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the gun on 3rd down, Murray. And he can't come up with a pick. Nearly his second of the game. Instead, 4th down.
We're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. Fielded just inside the 30. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50. 1st and 10. A very good starting field position for the Bengals here as they come up 1st and 10. A first down carry by Elliott. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
Again, it's Elliott. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. Good job there keeping him to a short gain. Of course, he's coming off a really terrific performance, reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
And I know people get caught up in, well, if you're the reigning Defensive Player of the Week, you must have made a bunch of spectacular plays. I think you mixed in a few of those, but most of the plays are just like we saw there. Keep them to short gains, make the fundamental tackle.
Flushed out right. And he nearly got the first himself, but it appears he's going to be about a yard or 2 short. Give him 8 yards that time on the scramble, and now 4th down.
Brings up 4th down and less than a yard.
And Mike Tomlin going to roll up the sleeves here and say, let's go for it on 4th. Running with Elliott. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. They only needed a few inches, and they didn't get much more than that, but by about the width of a shoelace, they convert on 4th down.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. They keep on the ground with Elliott. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
What is it? 98, 98 to Mike. Danny. What is it?
On 2nd down, Cook. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming. Back now in Cincinnati. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. So 2 plays with only negative yardage to show, and now it's 3rd and 16. From the gun, here's Newton. And he's got his tight end, that's Smith. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles, that certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long, and I would say that going along with that has been confidence. Because even if they had the right coverage, they've still dented them, and now it's been a real issue for them during this game.
They'll try to run it in, going option right. And they'll get him down just shy of the goal line at about the 1. 2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's 2nd down.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. On 2nd down, it's Elliott. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. That hold coming from the middle of the line, the center.
And it's difficult for him because sometimes you've got people right over you, and as soon as you snap it, trying to get your hands up and block them, you can be a little bit late getting it done.
A crucial penalty there as the hold backs him up for another 2nd and goal. Here's Newton. He'll buy some time right. And he's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. Max Williams with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Hopkins with the extra point, and the lead will swell by 1 more. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. This is taken near the 13. Oh, what a juke into space. There he goes left side. 20, 10, touchdown, 49ers. 87 yards, the official distance on the kickoff return. And the 49ers make some inroads here on that deficit. Still down very big on the scoreboard, but a little feather in their cap here.
And it's a big-time play, and if you don't get energized after a kick return, well, then your team just doesn't have any spark. We'll find out if this is the start of a big comeback or just cosmetics as we go along.
Fielded about a yard deep. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really looked clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
They stay on the ground, but this time it's Elliott. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. A 1st down there on a pickup of 25.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate. Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
He takes it down to the 42, a 5-yard run. And he's going to have this pretty close to a 1st down as the tackle is made at the Niners' 42.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th. The Bengals bring out their punter now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Prince Amukamara. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Now, the previous drive they punted, but that was just the first time they've had to do so in this game.
And when they turn on the game film, the coaches will rant about this, right? They'll say, oh, God, we got to move the ball, guys. We can't punt the ball away. But they have to keep smiles off their faces because that's the first time in the game they've had to do so. They've moved it quite well. They'll overall be happy with what they've seen.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win.
20.
They run it again with Cook. In on the stop, it's Tahir Whitehead.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Throwing on 3rd down, Newton. And it's caught by Parker. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Give him 17 at a Cincinnati 1st down. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Newton now to throw. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. The product of Jersey City, Tahir Whitehead on the sack. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Here's Newton. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. And the Bengals on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. Now a run with Cook. A little juke. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game against them, but tally that one on the side of the defense.
Do you think maybe, possibly, it can be a little bit of a changer for them? Maybe not a game changer, but a little bit of a momentum one that maybe they can string together some pretty good plays and slow them down.
It's just a 30-yard punt that time, no return. And control of the football, switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Over the middle, he's got his tight end Ingram. And they do finally get him, but he takes it to the 25.